The city of Manchester, one of the most populated cities in the UK, houses a population of over 500,000 people. For such a large population, an efficient public transport system is needed to keep the city moving. One of the fastest growing means of public transportation is the tram system, with 35 million yearly journeys expected to rise by 30% in 2021. Transport for Greater Manchester is the company handling the city's transportation and is responsible for £1.5 billion worth of ongoing Metrolink projects. The case study highlighted in this documentary is the Metrolink Second City Crossing tram line. The 1.3-kilometer line runs from Deansgate Castlefield Station to Victoria Station and goes through the heart of the city. The aim of Second City Crossing is to make Manchester a better place to visit, live, and work in by ensuring a reliable and robust tram system. The business case justifies the project's existence by way of exploring and analyzing its benefits, costs, and risks. The Second City Crossing project began in early 2014 and is expected to be completed by the end of 2016, costing £165 million. By building Second City Crossing, TfGM would increase the operational capacity, flexibility, and reliability of its tram system. To decide on which route to utilize for Second City Crossing, TfGM examined 7 routes in the early stages of the project. The 7 were then reduced to 2, Cross Street Corporation Street and Deansgate Chester Road. The Cross Street option was chosen for its practicality and value for money, as it would allow for shorter journey times, cost less to build, and better link to the existing tramline infrastructure. The major risks surrounding the project involve utilities, exhumation works, and stakeholder interference, in which TfGM took a proactive approach towards mitigating them. A project's organizational structure generally consists of 4 main levels: external, sponsorship, management, and delivery. Each level has a different administrative role in the project. External level represents the host that defines the project's requirements. In the Second City Crossing project, this is realized by the Greater Manchester Combined Authority. Sponsorship level is the link between the external body and management, providing financial support to the project. This level is represented by delivery partners TfGM and WSPPB. Management level is where day-to-day responsibility for managing the project resides. MPT is responsible for this, which is a consortium made of Thales, Volker Rail, and Laing O'Rourke. Thales delivers the tram's operating and signaling systems, while Volker Rail and Laing O'Rourke are responsible for the design, construction, and maintenance of the track. Delivery level is depicted by those who create outputs and realize benefits. Bombardier delivers the vehicles necessary, whereas RATP operates the tramline's operations. These 4 levels are supplemented by 2 groups that help ensure project quality and delivery, which are the Assurance and Administrative Support groups. Assurance support provides confidence that the project is being conducted appropriately by providing assurance reports to the sponsorship level. English Heritage and GMPTE are some of the bodies responsible for this. GMPTE also provide administrative and technical support services to the management and delivery levels alongside Manchester City Council. The project management plan is produced to document the outcomes of the planning process and to provide a main reference for managing the project. Planning starts with defining the project's scope, an element TfGM spent 18 months meticulously developing to avert any future delays that could stem from poor planning. By defining the project's output, TfGM were able to construct a product breakdown structure and, in turn, a work breakdown structure. The work considered covered preparation, ground and highway works, footpaths, construction, and finally, testing and commissioning. A network diagram was then designed using the WBS to order the project's activities and find dependencies. Risk identification was then needed to properly calculate the project's duration. Victorian-era sewers and uncharted utilities were some of the more difficult issues to deal with, as building on non-stable pipes or unexpected utilities can cause significant delays. The project's main contractor, MPT, conducted joint utilities group meetings that led to major program updates that helped mitigate the associated risks. After the adjusted durations have been added to the network, a critical path is identified and resources are added to produce a project schedule. Stakeholders are individuals or groups that carry a vested interest in a project, program, or portfolio. As Second City Crossing is a public project, managing stakeholders becomes a significant risk due to the sheer number of stakeholders involved. By recognizing the need to consult and properly communicate with them, TfGM identified all stakeholders involved and performed continuous assessment of each stakeholder's interests, issues, and influence. This was done to accommodate their changing interests throughout the project's life cycle, as opposed to what happens with a static stakeholder group. After identifying and analyzing, TfGM then went on to create a communication plan that sets out each stakeholder's method and frequency of communication, such as regular meetings with city councils and weekly open ones for the public.
So if I know that there's an issue occurred on site, maybe we can't meet the timescales that we originally promised, maybe we have to move the fence in, or maybe we'll have a different impact on the business. One is our ability to recognise that, and you only do that through experience, and then it's about communication. So we're communicating up to the stakeholder team, and then again it's about supporting them to go and speak to the stakeholder, and it's just about communication.
In 2010, TfGM began communicating with stakeholders to gather and implement their views and opinions into Second City Crossing's plans, such as tram stop locations, traffic arrangements, and streetscape design. This kind of engagement is an ongoing process for TfGM to ensure that all stakeholders are content with how the project is progressing. The key to Second City Crossing's success was how exceptionally well TfGM planned the project and dealt with the stakeholders. By immaculate planning, TfGM managed to create a continuously updated environment that satisfied the stakeholders throughout the project's lifecycle. This led to the project progressing according to schedule without compromising quality or cost. Second City Crossing emphasizes the need for flexibility, as interests of the parties involved change throughout the project lifecycle. By applying the same approach TfGM had with Second City Crossing, projects will have an increased chance of success in terms of cost, quality, and time.